Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Dive In, where we take a look at a different tabletop game modules, and just have a little fun. Today we're looking at one of my favorite games from River Horse Games. It is Jim Henson's The Labyrinth. I'm just going to say it right now. I love this game. It is probably one of my best games that I enjoy. I have done several games of this, and every time has been a blast. Before we continue, I need to say something. If you notice bigger pauses or weirdness with my voice, I live in Ohio, and for some odd reason, Ohio doesn't know what season it is. My sinuses are going nuts, and it's killing me. So this is actually like the 7th take I've done of this video because I keep running out of breath so easily. And I'm having a lot of trouble focusing, so I'm going to try to get through this. One of my favorite things about this game is, I'm going to show you this, it's pretty cool. You can remove this very nice dust cover that features the memorable poster, and it looks exactly like the book from the movie. As a giant Jim Henson fan, I love everything he did, even his weird independent film, timepiece. Would have loved to have seen him do his nightclub, Kaleidoscope, but that never happened. But as a huge Jim Henson fan, River Horse Games always gets my love. Cannot wait to do a full-on review for you guys of the Dark Crystal RPG. It's downstairs in my living room, sitting next to the couch. I haven't been able to get to it because I've been just too busy. If you guys keep up with my channel posts or are on Patreon, you know I'm planning a few things to come in the next couple months, so I've been really focused on those. So let's actually talk about this game. Labyrinth is a highly unique and customizable game for just about all ages. When I say it's customizable, I mean you can add and remove things, and each time it becomes something completely different. And I've done that. We'll get to that in a little bit. This game can be a full-on roleplay game or just a simple dungeon crawl that solves puzzles. Within the rulebook is 87 different scenarios that your players must solve problems to. These problems can be moving a giant key, hot air balloons, goblin mech fighting. That one was actually pretty cool. And there are, of course, several scenes from the movie that can be added in, and are added in, I should say. If you run this game with just the scenarios in the book, then it is just a dungeon crawl, and it's pretty fun. I've done that where there's no roleplay. But if roleplay is what you want, well, guess what? This comes with a random encounter table, random NPCs, random enemies that you can have in between each scenario to give it more diversity in the story. And if you are a huge fan of the movie like I am, like my partner is, you can even play characters from the movie, or at least their lineages. How about Sir Didymus? His people are in there. How about the Fire Clan that can literally remove their limbs? You can play one of them. One of the best things about this is it's not just unique, it's also an RPG module. That's right, you can add this into your favorite tabletop RPG, and it works. Want to add it to Dungeons & Dragons? It works. Want to add it to Bunkers and Badasses? Yeah, it works. Put it on Pandora. Perfectly works. How about Fallout? Makes absolutely no sense why it's in Fallout. It can be in Fallout. So how is this possible? How can we take this one little thing and add it to any RPG? Please don't add it to Call of Cthulhu. That just popped in my head. That is a terrifying thing. So how can we do it? Well, that's actually pretty simple. Most of this book, it's just scenarios. The actual rules for it take less than 5 minutes to learn. Now, when I say that, I am not saying it takes you 5 minutes to teach someone. I am saying it takes exactly 5 minutes to master this game. That's it. The rules are that simple. Now, this does have a drawback. For instance, there's no combat system. So if you want to fight, you have to just wing it or add a combat system. But it gets better if you add it into a game that already has a combat system. I do need to specify though, such as with the 2d20 system that Fallout is with, it is a much different combat system than, say, Pathfinder or Dungeons & Dragons. So if you want to add this into a tabletop RPG that you love, then you need to do just a little bit of work to make sure that it's seamless. But it's not impossible. It is very simple to do. Now, what do you actually do within this game? Your players have 13 hours to solve the labyrinth and escape the Goblin King. Each scenario is then randomly determined from the previous scenario with a die roll, thereby making every game unique and different. Each time you solve a scenario and move on, you just progress the game. But if you fail a scenario and have to backtrack to find a new scenario, then you lose an hour. Some scenarios can even grant you more time or take more time away from you. And of course, over the course of the scenarios and maybe some random encounters you play, you can meet many new NPCs and of course start building a party with those NPCs. And that's it. That's all you need to know for this game, because that's how you play the game. It's just move through the scenarios. Each person that has played my games has had a different relationship with the Labyrinth, from people who didn't even know it was a movie to those who watch it once a month. In the end, prior knowledge of the movie led to no loss in fun. Everyone loved it. Some people even went home right after and watched The Labyrinth just to see if it matched the game at all. And it did. So if you're looking for a fast and fun game, give this a check, because it is so quick to learn and so fast that you're just going to want to keep replaying it. I mean, this is not Warhammer 40k or Dungeons & Dragons here. This is not hours upon hours of sitting for one game. This is half an hour to an hour or more of gaming, depending on how big you want to go. And if you are just a game master who plays some of the games that I've mentioned, or other games, please not Call of Cthulhu, then give this book a check and see if maybe you want to just break it up a little bit for your players. Give them something new, a new distraction, a new enemy. Maybe use this as a way of giving them some pretty cool stuff. Regardless, seriously, I love this game, and if you're a Jim Henson fan like me and you've never heard of Riverhorse Games, go look at their website. They have the licenses for the Labyrinth and the Dark Crystal, and they're creating board games and other things for those worlds. Thank you for joining me today. I am sorry if I have looked or sounded funny. Like I said, my sinuses are everywhere, and oh, it's messing with my sleep. Do you know this game? Have you played it? Do you have your own stories, have your own opinions about it? Go ahead and leave a comment, and let's talk about it. I would love to hear your scenarios that you've had happen in your games, or maybe you just don't like it and you want to say why you don't like it. As I said, it is not a combat-driven game. There is no combat system. So if your players don't like that, they're not going to have any fun, but you can add a combat system based on other games that you're playing. And hell, how about this? Would you guys like to see a game? Would you like to see me run a game as the Goblin King, which is what they call the game runner in this? I got a few people. We'll record and we'll put it up, and you guys get to watch it. See how funny and crazy it can be. Once more, thank you for joining me today. Make sure to like and subscribe to not miss all the new content I'm coming out with, and I am preparing to do some pretty cool things in the next couple months, and hopefully it's enjoyed by everyone. And thank you to my Patreon supporters who literally make this channel possible for me. And also, as with all my other videos, this is dedicated to every one of you who like and subscribe to the channel, or just enjoy the channel in general and keep coming back even if you don't subscribe. I know there's a few of you that don't subscribe to the channel but still keep coming back. I don't mind. As long as you are enjoying the things that I am putting out and it brings a smile to your face at least once, I've won. So, thank you.